back to the Citizen channel. Hope you're all staying safe and well. And we're going to have a look forward and a preview and a look back at the last game we played against them in the Carabao Cup at the Etihad. We're talking Liverpool, of course, aren't we? Carabao Cup round 4 on the 22nd of December, 8 p.m. kick-off. So we're going to have a look in and around. I'll come up with a PEPS 11 based on what we know so far as I'm recording this. So I'd love to hear what you think of it and what you think Pep will do. I don't think he's got a lot of option. I do not got a lot of option this week as far as his squad's concerned. So we'll talk about that anyway. So please join me as we do our City versus Liverpool preview. And there's also a link to a preview I did with Douglas, a big Liverpool fan, on his channel. I'll put a link. There'll be links below and on screen to that as well. So if you want to have a look at a little bit more of the Liverpool angle as well on that, it's only about 30 minutes or so. So it's a good little watch if you can watch that. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. If you've already done that in the past and you know about it, still push a button. Push that button for, push that like button, that thumbs up button. That'll be great. So even if you're a regular, much appreciated by an old City fan. Everything's City, past, present, forever, of course. Lots of stuff now as we go on, hopefully till early June, don't we? So it's going to be a long, tough ride. Let's hope there's a bit of joy to have, as perhaps not as much as Alvarez got and Mr. Sergio Aguero got recently, but well, perhaps something a little bit similar on a European level. How about that? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, let's have a look at this game. Yeah, it's on Sky Sports main event. If you're not getting down there, I've not checked recently. I know there's still plenty of tickets left 4 or 5 days ago as I'm recording this on the Tuesday. I'll be down there as ever. If you see me, come and say hello. General odds, please don't condone gambling when the fun stops. To win the Carabao Cup, yeah, City are pretty firm favourites, 7-4. And then you got Liverpool, United and Newcastle all around about 6-1. So check out my odds show as well for a little bit of value on this game. The match odds on 90 minutes. There's no extra time in this one. City 5-6 on. A draw is 14-5 and Liverpool 11-4. And to qualify, so just to qualify on penalties or however, City are 1-2 on. And Liverpool 6-4. I did say previously, didn't I? Yeah, the last time we played them in it wasn't the Carabao Cup. It was the Carling Cup at the time. Was back in the days when things started to go right for us, but not quite in this two-legged semi-final. Because on the 11th of January 2012, we played the Carling Cup semi-final first leg. We got to that position by beating Birmingham 2-0. We beat Wolves away 5-2 and Arsenal away 1-0. Yeah, a very famous victory at the Emirates, which we couldn't stop winning after that one, could we really? Liverpool, they got a round extra because they didn't have the European. I think they must have not been in the sort of European competition, so they had to play an extra round. They'd beat Exeter away 3-0, Brighton away 2-1, Stoke away 2-1, and Chelsea away 2-0. So all away games. And we sat top of the Premier League, of course. We would finish top, as you know, but got a bit closer. And Liverpool was 6, a good 14 points behind us at the time of this game. Attendance, in the 40, I think it was a 47,000 capacity ground at that stage. 36,017, a little bit down. I think it'd probably be down on capacity this week as well. And there was 5,850 Scousers there. Liverpool fans anyway. I mean, probably the proportion of Scousers probably wasn't very high. The teams, City's team: Hart, Richards, Lescott, Savic, Clichy, Milner, Johnson. Dzeko replaced him on 66. Barry, De Jong, Kolarov replaced him on 72. Aguero and Balotelli and Nasri replaced him on 39. Unused subs: Pantilimon, Zabaleta, Anuvu and Hargreaves. Yeah, Liverpool for their side: Reina, Johnson, Agger, Kelly, Skirtle, Gerrard, Henderson, Downing, Enrique. Replaced him on 59. Spearing, Adam replaced him very early. Must have picked up an injury. 23 minutes. Carroll, Bellamy. I shouldn't laugh. That's cruel. Carroll and Bellamy and Carragher replaced Bellamy on 79 minutes. Their unused subs: Donny, Coates, Shelvey and Coit. We'd actually beaten Liverpool in the league just 8 days earlier. We'd beat them 3-0. But it was a Steven Gerrard penalty that gave Liverpool a 1-0 lead going into the second leg. He scored in the 13th minute to take back to Anfield. City had missed the influence of players that had played in that 3-0 win. Yeah, Company was suspended. Yaya Toure had sodded off to the African Nations Cup, and David Silva was injured. Yes, all those guys had featured in the 3-0 victory, but of course didn't feature in this one. We probably suffered because of it. And Liverpool possibly, certainly in the first half, deserved that first half lead, but a much better effort from City in the second half. But the Liverpool rearguard held firm. So that was the last time we played him in the league. Let's call it the League Cup. Let's call it what it is without the sponsors. Who's in charge of this one? We've got David Coote in charge. Yeah, he's refereed 5 City games so far in his career. Only shown 1 yellow card to City players, so that's a good sign. And his last game officiating City was a 4-0 win over Bournemouth back in August. And as yet, we've played 5-1-5 under David. So keep it up, mate. Keep doing that. His linos, Nick Hopton and Timothy Wood. His 4th official, Paul Turney. So how are Liverpool doing? Let's have a quick look at Liverpool. All right, we've had the World Cup break, of course. But they were struggling in the league, weren't they? I think they picked up just slightly towards the end of the part 1 of season 22-23, but of course struggling by their expected standards. He currently sits 6th, so it looks a lot worse than that a few games ago. 10 points behind City, 15 points behind Arsenal, but still near enough if they go on a good run to put them back in the mix. In the Carabao Cup, their game they played, we've only played 1 game each, of course, a scoreless 90 minutes at Anfield before beating Derby County 3-2 on penalties. And yeah, this match has a really unusual feel to it, doesn't it, after the break? Liverpool have managed to squeeze in 2 friendlies over in Dubai, over there. I think it was Dubai Super Cup, I think it was called. A strange combination of playing matches and taking penalties. An odd thing. I'm not delved too deeply into it anyway, but downside warmer for them playing their 2 friendlies and our 1 friendly we played last week at the CFA, of course. They lost 3-1 to Lyon, and then they followed that with a 4-1 win over AC Milan. But as I said, the vagaries of this competition, they had the penalty shootouts as well. But they did lose both of those. 5-3 they lost against Lyon, and 4-3 they lost against AC Milan on penalties. But I think Arsenal went on to win it overall. But my head couldn't cope trying to figure out what was going on. And in a similar way to me, to pre-season and the Community Shield game, Liverpool, I think, just seemed to have the edge on preparation, unfortunately, which didn't do too well for us at the Community Shield, and we got the same sort of thing after this World Cup break. It has that sort of feel to me. City and Liverpool both have a mix of experience and youth, but Liverpool, I was having a chat with Doug at the Liverpool channel, and yeah, they seem to have a little bit more experience available to them perhaps than we do. And this, for me, unfortunately, may tip the balance. It could go to penalties, and then it's a lottery anyway. But yeah, it's not looking. I do have the same sort of feeling I did against Community Shield, where we'll be all right, but I wasn't going to be surprised if we got beat, and that's what happened. Very familiar territory to me, to that August Community Shield. And I think there is a correlation between these 2 games in a way. And it won't be easy I don't think, City and Pep to progress. We'll talk about Pep's options in a minute. And I'm not that certain Klopp or Pep will lose too much sleep over it if they get beat. We will. But I think Klopp and Pep will think we've got bigger fish to fry. Of course, Liverpool have gone 1 ahead of us in that Carabao Cup. Does that keep Pep awake at night? I doubt it very much that they've won 1 more Carabao Cup or League Cup than we have. So I think both managers will take this on the chin if they get beat. But as fans, of course, we're probably less willing to accept it, aren't we? If the game does go to penalties, you've got the other options. As I was saying, this is why I don't have the greatest feel. It doesn't mean anything. Of course. But, of course, Liverpool have had a little bit of under match conditions or under unusual conditions. Have took some penalties in Dubai. They had to take penalties twice. And, of course, in the Carabao Cup, they took penalties against Derby County. As far as I remember, we haven't been involved in a penalty shootout as such. So, again, it's just something giving them a little bit of an edge, which is a bit of a worry. So, yeah, what about us? What can Pep do to win this game? Well, I think he said after the Girona match, obviously he's making do with what he's got. And that's what he's going to have to do. He doesn't have a lot of option with his squad. He literally will play for me, he'll literally play all the players available as long as they all come out of that Girona game fit. That have got first team experience, and even then, there's 4 of these that have had very limited first team outings for City. So if you look back at the friendly versus Girona, I think he's going to more or less start with that starting 11. I've put one change in that I think might happen, but I expect the same sort of team to play against Liverpool. Unless, and as I said, I'm recording this on Tuesday, and as such, I've not seen any images or any pictures of any of the World Cup guys returning. We know KDB and Gundo are back. They played against Girona, but I've not seen anyone else back in the UK. I mean, a nice picture of Mr. Grealish enjoying himself in New York. Not too bad, is it, mate? I'm not going to have a go at him. They've got rules for when they have to come back. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, I don't see anyone additional. If someone comes back today and I've not seen images of him yet or whatever, then fair enough, they might be in a condition to play or sit on the bench on Thursday. But at this point in time, I think he's like it a lump it. He's just got what he's got. He might draft a couple of other youngsters in that are knocking around somewhere that he just, hey, come in, drag him off the pitch. Yeah, come and join the squad. But it's just really odd. No, Pep, we haven't got the greatest pool of players to pick from at the moment. So if you look at the weekend friendly, these are the players that for me will be shoo-ins to play this game. It's going to start this, whatever happens. Can't see Lewis not starting it. Gomez, Gundogan, KDB, Palmer, Mahrez and Haaland. So that's your 8. There's 8 of your 11. All right, not seemingly too bad, but of course only Gundo, KDB, Mahrez and Haaland can be called regulars, even though the other guys are obviously with class as a first team squad and players. So it's only 4, but if that 8 start, it just leaves 3, doesn't it, from the under-23s, basically. We're short of centre-backs and a DM. Gundogan, of course, can play a sort of DM role. He might have one of the youngsters able to do it as well. But I think Pep will have little option to play than to play the 2 under-23 centre-backs he played against Girona. And with Haaland and Mahrez, 2 of the front 3, it leaves only one more attack-minded player to fit in there. So obviously, you've got Rodgers, Bob, and Borges came into the equation against Girona. Bob didn't get much of a chance. The other 2 did. Rodgers started, but wasn't great, in fairness. And Borges did little to impress when he came on. Looks a little bit out of his depth in that one-off game. So Pep might give him another chance, but also perhaps Pep will give Bob a chance. There's a lot of love out there for Oscar Bob. So I'm going to put him in my team as giving him a chance. So having no extra time is a positive as well. At least you don't have to worry about having experience on the bench, because we won't have any experience on the bench to bring them on in extra time. So as long as everyone stays fit, I think most of them will play the 90 minutes, unless of course we're ahead or we're getting hammered and he just rests players. So my City 11, this is what I'm going with: Ortega, Lewis, Katongo and Charles are the 2 guys who started against Girona. Gomez, obviously midfield, Gundogan, KDB and Palmer. I don't see any difference to that. And up top, Mahrez, Haaland, and as I said, Oscar Bob. Make that the 11. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think. As I say, as you're watching this, you might be aware that other players have come back, and Pep might be saying, oh, he's ready to come back in. I don't know. I have to do this a couple of days before the game kicks off anyway. But let me know your thoughts. And is that team good enough? Well, it's going to be, we'll have to see what Liverpool have got. Personally, as I said, I think Liverpool will have a slightly more experienced team out there. You've still got players like Milner at Liverpool who can do a job. That sort of standard of player, if you like, on the experience side. But of course, we will have some younger players involved as well. But they've got players. Yeah, Nunez is back. I mean, he's back, and yet I think our guys who went out the World Cup at a similar time still aren't back. It just seems very odd to me. Anyway, check out my odds show as well on this Liverpool game. The player ratings and talking point shows will be available after the game, so that'll be sometime on Friday. There'll be one out there'll be a player rating show out Friday morning. Hopefully I'll get the talking point show out on the Friday afternoon. And watch out, yes, before we go to Leeds next week, there will be an odd show and a preview show of the Leeds game on the 28th of December. Please, before that, I will be squeezing out another little History Boys vlog inspired by Big Blue Marc McCarthy, and his match-worn shirt features on YouTube and Twitter. So it's just a little bit about the shirt and a little bit about the games he played in. And so it's just something I want to try out. So if you're interested in what Marc does, just look at my little homage, if you like, my little vlog inspired by Marc's vlogs himself. He has a great channel, so get over there. There'll be links to that as well to get over there and give him your support. There you go, guys. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your score predictions. I'm not going to give you a score prediction. As I said, I'll be well happy if we get through this one, but it's not going to be easy. Thanks for watching, guys. Please, until we meet again, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Bye for now.